Well, good morning again. I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Williamson, who's an ophthalmologist, and we have about 5 minutes, Doctor, to talk about the eyes. Very important to a lot of people in Baton Rouge, and a lot of people are working on it. So we're going to get right down to business, and I'd like for you to take the lead on this and tell us about the cornea transplant. I have a lot of questions here. It would be almost impossible to get to everything within 5 minutes, but you are very familiar with it, so if you will, talk to us about the auxiliary, talk to us about the eye plants and so forth. So, Dr. Williamson, please.
Okay. Well, Woody, the reason I wanted to come today was because corneal transplantation and corneal eye banking is becoming a very major factor here in Baton Rouge. I'm sure a lot of you want to know, what is the cornea to begin with? Well, the cornea is the very front part of the eye. That is, it's the clear, transparent membrane that's in front of the colored part of the eye, in front of the pupil, in front of the iris. Now, not infrequently, this becomes diseased. It clouds over. The cornea is actually the window of the eye, and when it does cloud over, light cannot enter, and the person has decreased vision, is even blind. So therefore, when this happens, we need to replace this cornea. We need to simply put another cornea in its place. The only way we can do this is to take a cornea from someone who's recently died, remove the diseased cornea, and actually put this cornea in its place. It's just like replacing a dirty window, a window that's clouded over. You just remove the old window and put in a new window. And in 90% of the time, this can restore essentially normal sight.
But you have to do that as quickly after the person dies as possible, else the eye would, right, as you say?
Well, if you're going to donate your eyes, or if anyone is to donate their eyes, it's very important that the cornea be removed within an hour or 2 or 3 after death. Otherwise, the cornea begins to decompose and is simply not suitable for transplantation after that.
Now, someone with eye trouble, like myself and others, you wouldn't want them to donate an eye. You need somebody with good eyes to...
No, that's a misconception. Actually, most eyes are suitable for eye transplantation. People that are nearsighted, people that are farsighted, even people that have cataracts can donate the cornea, because in most cases the cornea, the very front part of the eye, is healthy. It's simply the other part of the eye that is not working so well.
Okay, well, what about a young person, say 18 years old or 20, 25 years old, versus an eye that's, say, 60 years old? Wouldn't you want a closer difference between the ages?
Well, first of all, eyes of any age can be donated. Obviously, we prefer younger eyes simply because if we're going to operate on, say, a 15-year-old person, we would prefer to be able to put a very young cornea on this person rather than a cornea that's somewhat older. But the age doesn't matter that much, even though we do feel that generally the younger the better. All
right, quickly, we've got about a minute and a half left. Tell us about the eye bank auxiliary, the women who have so much to do with what's their purpose. And I understand you're going to have a silver coffee at Ms. Collier's home this coming Thursday from 11 to 1. You want to take it?
Exactly. No, the Eye Bank Auxiliary has been instrumental in helping us set up a functioning eye bank here in Baton Rouge. Prior to a few years ago, all the corneas we had to get had to come from New Orleans or Houston or out of town. This meant that if somebody needed a corneal transplant, they probably couldn't get one here in town. Now, with the eye bank and with the supporters of the eye bank auxiliary, we have a functioning eye bank, and we can do this right here in town, so that people really don't have to go to Houston anymore for a corneal transplant.
I remember when I was mayor, my secretary Betty Brown and Madeline Nesbitt, Ms. Berg, Ms. Boyce, and all of those ladies are very active in the eye bank, and certainly people like that give a tremendous effort to it and support to it, which makes it successful. Without your eye bank auxiliary, you'd have a heck of a time doing that, and they raise funds and money. Exactly. It's not everything, but it's so far ahead anything in second place, isn't it? So,
no, Woody, that's absolutely true, and believe me, all the eye surgeons in this area are very much in the debt of the eye bank auxiliary, because without the work of these people, we simply wouldn't have the eye bank, we simply wouldn't be able to do the type of surgery we're doing now.
Well, Dr. Williamson, we certainly thank you again, and now we go to Mr. Mike Beatty with the news, and thank you again.